Tanks a Lot, Part 1, July the 6th, 2023. Recently, the Ukrainians received a few Leopard tanks from Germany, so the Kiev Purple Gang could continue their lucrative bust-out caper. The much-touted Leopards were turned to scrap on as soon as they got to the battlefield, which was generally unexpected of these supposed wonder weapons and caused many to think of the Leopard tanks as junk. Now, be advised that a shift in perspective is needed here. The fact that the Leopards were instantly blown to bits had nothing to do with whether or not they were outstanding modern weapons or rusty old junk. Understand that tanks are very large and slow-moving targets of from about 40 to 60 tons of metal, which makes them both nearly impossible to hide and easy to hit. It wouldn't have made much difference if the Leopards were wonder weapons or obsolete junk, because the modern features of tanks lie not in their survivability, which hasn't changed much since World War II, but in their firepower and accuracy, which has improved. The bottom line is that modern tanks are essentially no better at defending themselves than a 60-ton beach whale or a World War II museum piece. No matter how modern or expensive any main battle tank in existence will also meet the same fate if sent against the Russians. The Leopards were destroyed before they even reached the Russian trench lines because the Ukrainians used them in an inappropriate way, which guaranteed their total defeat. What was this inappropriate use? The Germans were first to understand before World War II that tanks must be used in large numbers and concentrated so that there will be enough left to breach enemy trench lines even after many of them were destroyed or knocked out. 200 Leopards would have had a real chance to roll over the Russian lines, but 5 or 6 were just target practice. Does all this tell us anything about the future? I think it does. As it now stands, all the NATO tanks together wouldn't have a chance of bashing their way through Russian lines. And in the opposite case, if the Russians went full bear mode, they would claw a path all the way from the Polish border to the English Channel. Why? Why do I say this? Because NATO stocks of weapons and ammunition of all sorts are very depleted because much was shipped to Ukraine and blown to bits or used up. The buzz on the web is that fearless Tsar Comrade Putin will order a big offensive on or about July the 11th, when the NATO war poodles will have a heap big powwow somewhere. I think it's going to be a very thermobaric barbecue starting July the 11th.